Shora, welcome to a new session of Strange Seeds. As you can see, we've got a brand new layout here, and hopefully this works out today. Um, and of course, since with a brand new layout, we have brand new audio settings as well, which is where I always fall down. So, those of you in chat, if you can not hear me or if you have issues with any of the other audio, please let me know. Um, so, once again, this is our 12th session of Strange Seeds. That's a year's worth of stuff, and next month will be our official 1 year anniversary, and so we're going to have some special things there. Um, And let's see here. To check our audio, I'll have everybody say hi. How about Landris?
Oh,
Hey, Kenneth,
Hey.
Mashavin,
Hi, everybody.
Tome,
Hi, Shara.
and Celia.
Hello.
Okay, good. This all looks good on my side. Um, hopefully we get some confirmation from the chat. Okie doke. So we want to start off with the usual things. If you like what we're doing here, please support us on Patreon. There is a link over there at the bottom. You can see the URL there. Um, please buy Cyan products. They're the reason we're here. Um,
There was a
and
fail.
yeah. Oh, Junie says that the levels sound good. By the way, hi Junie. Junie's one of our regulars, so I'm glad to see you here, Junie. And I think I saw Baron 3D in the chat too. Was another one of our regulars. So, okie doke. Um, we're gonna do a couple of more announcements. We'll start with Faro. If you can talk about the things going on with your wife.
Today, my lovely background is some fan art my wife did. It is zigzagoons and trebushes all together in the classic Trash Panda meme format. Um, if if that means nothing to you, it just means you stop playing Pokemon with Red and Blue, and I do not fault you for that. Uh, my wife also released a children's book called June Memories last year about a dog and her. She is yelling at me that it was actually in 2020. Uh,
It all blurs together.
it really does. About a dog and her dragon going and the memories of their life together. And she has another book coming out soon about a bunny and his gang of ducklings called Bunster.
There we
Uh,
go.
thank you very much.
Hey, great. I mean, it's always good to hear more from her. She's very creative, and so we love to see the stuff she has. Um, Okie doke. And then we have another announcement from Cap. Cap, why don't you go ahead?
Hi there. I just wanted to shout out to the project that is consuming the remainder of my February. Uh, it's called Romancing the Vote. The last time we did this, we were raising money for the Georgia runoff elections and Fair Fight. This year, we're raising the money for Fair Fight for voting rights and opening additional poll places in Georgia, etc. Last year, we being the collective of people who I want to shout out, was started by three romance authors. Uh, and the three of them started this project, and we were hoping to raise maybe 25K. And we raised over $450,000 for democracy. And we're hoping to beat that this time. We're
Yay.
going to have signed works by a number of romance notables like Beverly Jenkins and Stacey Abrams herself. And also, we have a number of Hollywood people. For example, last year, Charisma Carpenter, who was in Buffy, auctioned off an hour of her time to people, and we had signed works by Neil Gaiman. So there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff. And everyone who's in the US should totally check out our auction because we've got everything ranging from jewelry to hand-knitted scarves, to signed novels, to screenwriting consults with Hollywood people, to novel consults with publishers, and it's really cool.
Sounds great. Okay. In terms of other announcements, I have a couple myself. My incredibly creative and brilliant partner, Ellery, has a couple things going. First off, she has a class that she's running for making a finger labyrinth, which is on the 23rd. Um, and she has having a 6-week class on labyrinth art that starts on the 24th. Um, and that you can find her stuff at ellerymakesstuff.com. Junie is asking for other links in chat and such. Great. Okay, those are happening. Um, and I'll put a link in chat for Ellery stuff. Also, Ellery is running an Indiegogo right now for a tarot journal that she has designed. A perennial tarot journal called the Lunaria Sophia Perennial Tarot Journal. Um, and hopefully I can get her to put the link in the chat. And so if that's the sort of thing that you are interested in, go ahead and check that out. And I just let the link for Ellery's Labyrinth stuff in the chat. So people in chat, you can check it out. Okie doke. So, on to the game. And Q is going to give us our recap this month. So go ahead, Q.
Alrighty. So last month started with, I'm sure, like everybody's favorite person, Helen. Laundress and Mashavan had to go have a meeting in Guildhall, and obviously Helen was already in a bad mood by the time they got there. Laundress is missing an eyebrow and whatnot, but he was still impeccably dressed, yet Helen kind of picked up on the fact that something had gone horribly wrong. And this led into a rather long discussion with the engineer about how the Ds that were sent were at fault and exploded, and how we needed better equipment, and finally won Helen over. But mostly because Helen was upset that there weren't very many details in the report we sent in, and there also seemed to really only be like one perspective. And he was expecting, input from the Guild of Caterers and input from the other guilds, and it looked mostly like the maintainers, maybe a little bit of surveyors info, but not much. So he was upset. And he's also wants us to go west, young man, and check out the ocean. Big surprise, there's an ocean in the west. And for this, Mashavan returned that to properly explore an ocean, we need the bathysphere, and that might be in the works. I'm very excited, personally. Kenneth probably not so much. He, in fact, wants no more reports from us until we have thoroughly surveyed this ocean. So we're pretty jazzed that we don't have to run any more reports and whatnot. So we leave there. Oh, well, yeah. And then Helen decides to throw the behavior of all party members or all guild members onto Laundress. Totally Laundress's fault that
Of course.
Kenneth sassed some old dude in a graveyard. Because apparently Kenneth compelling to Helen, which is ridiculous. But anyway. We get back, we get a bunch of new keys, which is awesome. But as we are now like super paranoid people, we got them looked at, Mathaman checked it out and found out that, oh man, it's not just pinging Great Zero when it's somebody else is getting our signal. We don't know who, somebody's keeping an eye on us. So Laundress in his wisdom takes a key to Salo and sets it afloat in the cave system where we had hid the body previously. Not there anymore. He just sets it afloat in the underwater river system, hoping that it might actually go west, or at least just confuse the people and make them think that we're doing something in Salo. Because we're totally not. In the meantime, there's a knock at the door, and we're very fortunate to have Mashavan who installed like cameras and peepholes and stuff. Because he looks through and sees an older knee lady in Guild of Caterers clothing, who is of course Kenneth's mother. And Kenneth panics and makes Mishavan deal with her, which is hilarious. But anyway, she's in big trouble. All that say that the gang decides to get to Ishna and try to get that last key as soon as possible. So Ishna, like looking at the panel, it's described as Minkata, but less cheery. Yeah, joy. So they go to the age, and of course, in the direction we need to go, it's all like horrible and stormy, and then a massive storm hits. Many things happen. Turns out most of us aren't very good with wind. Mishavan gets Facebooked by Laundress, who smacks him in the face with the age book so that he doesn't fly away in the storm. Toma was very adventurous and like set up a lightning rod with one of our walking sticks, and then nearly blows away. So like she uses the linking book to get out, and Kenneth's not leaving, and Laundress won't leave without Kenneth. So to fight the fact that he's like mortally injured and wounded, and he's like got practically a busted leg, he's like hangs in there, and the storm finally is over, and Kenneth's like, yeah, I'm not like pulling your lame butt along with me. I'm just gonna go get that key. And so she ditches him and takes off and finds the key, leaves the decoy key with the location, finger in it, and then comes back and picks up Laundress, of course. I don't know if it was like some sort of like revenge for the jellyfishes, but Mishavan got swarmed by bugs as soon as he got sent back to the age, which needs a name, by the way, guys. Like we can't just keep writing Laundress's age. Like, we need a name. So all that to say, and okay, we got some info from the captured cultists. So I guess Adri decided to feed us some info. They don't know what the seed is, but it is a miracle item that is supposed to rescue Dunny from a great calamity. And the seed was recovered recently. Like it was a myth until it was discovered, kind of a thing. But then we decided to check and see if our stuff showed up at the office, and we see like a bunch of crates. They're all like tipped over, and we're like, oh man, someone like went through our stuff and stole things. This sucks. We need to be in a better neighborhood. But then Kenneth's mom writes and is like, where are you? Like there was a tremor in the cavern. So in the city. So there was no like major injuries, but it was a pretty big tremor, which explains what happened to the boxes. Oh yeah. And Toma decides to write a letter home so that her parents aren't worried that he's at the city. And to cover for the whole may have been seen in a graveyard sassing an old person. That's about it. How did I do? We're all right? Was that too long?
That's good.
Hearing it read out loud makes it seem even more hilarious than it was at the time.
100%. 100%.
I am incredibly sorry that I had a broken foot during this. Yeah,
Oh yeah, no.
It's okay. It's okay. My character actually has a broken foot now, so
I would like to apologize to the regulars in the chat who might have been like, "But where was Celia?" And the answer was that, what was it? Our game was January 2nd, and on January 1st, unfortunately, the player fell down the stairs, breaking and dislocating a toe, and so instead of being at session, was stoned on painkillers, getting the foot put back together.
I'll accept that.
Yeah. And we got a note in the chat that they really appreciate the recaps, so that's good. Also, there's a suggestion for the age of calling it Larage.
there's a
Apostrophe,
we had a couple suggestions over in Cyan chat too.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I'd have to actually dig through them.
Okay.
I have them written down somewhere.
Like, yeah.
We should put them all up and then have a Twitch vote.
I like that idea.
That's a good idea. May end up doing that next month, so that gives me time to actually figure out how to put up a Twitch vote.
Yeah.
but I can include that as part of the hype for our 1 year anniversary.
Mhm.
Fortunately, no one has yet suggested AG McCage face, so.
Yes, exactly. Yes. You've said it now.
Their Dunny version of that.
Yeah.
Righty McWriter. I don't know.
It's like the Yo Mama jokes in Latin. They're hilarious.
It'd be like
I'm
the
still
beginning
waiting
of
for the-
Mashavin's name, an M apostrophe. You know, AG.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh, oh.
And we have a pet. This is an important part of any sort of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I do
They
believe-
Sharing hands.
bit my
That's-
shoulder and would not come back to camera.
Aw.
But she showed up to bite me.
Oh, well, that's important.
I'm not
Okay,
sharing
so
matters.
we are. Oh wait, what'd you say, Thomas?
I said clearly you're not sharing the bread. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
Oh, okay. So, we are currently all at your office then, or
I think we're all in Laundress's age
okay,
yeah.
all in
Yeah.
Launch's age. Okay.
because we're trying to probably we're patching up everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think we were in the middle of a heated debate as to whether to go to look for the last location in Dunny or what we should be doing when we were kind of interrupted by the whole sky's falling thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So, yeah, you do have all 3 keys. And so, what are you guys gonna do now?
So I think we had discussed a plan of revisiting Heller, possibly,
yeah.
to continue our investigation on the human trafficking activity, and meanwhile keeping an eye on the decoy key that we've been able to track. Of course, now that we have all the keys, we could also just, go to the part of the cavern where we think that the keys can be used and get right to the chase there. But I feel like we had some other agenda in the meantime.
And I think we wanted to learn more about what the actual seed, instead of just like showing up like, ah, we found you. Actually have some idea of what we're walking into.
That would probably be good.
That would
So
be
far,
more
we're like a
caution.
dog who's chasing our tail, and we're about to catch the tail, and we're not going to know what to do with it when we get there.
That is a great metaphor. I like that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Although with these tremors, we might not want to wait too long.
Yeah.
Okay, doke.
I'm perfectly prepared for we're never going to get our bathysphere because Dunny's going to fall before that happens.
In which case, we'll just have to build our own.
That's
I
true.
could totally do that out of bamboo and palm fronds.
Exactly. Yes.
Sure.
I mean,
Mashalvin
Ben did
is
it
the
on Riven,
professor
how hard
of the
can it
group.
be?
Makes everything out of
Hey.
coconuts.
But think of it this way: if Donnie falls first, then if we just wait out for a little bit, we can go back in and take everything we want. Everything belongs to us now.
I like
I
it.
suppose.
Okay, so what's the plan then? Decisions
Maybe we
must
should look
be
into
made.
some of these myths about the seed because they said the seed was myth until they found it. Maybe we should actually look into some of the myths to find the seed of truth about the seed.
So I was thinking about that.
Hmm.
'Cause I'm still recovering from an injury.
Oh, which injury do you have again?
My broken leg from saving Michelle.
And it's
It's a minor, you said. It was just going to still be recovering this session instead of being healed. Because I was a minor injury from all the flames. My
yeah.
moderate had gone down to a minor. And then instead of actually letting myself get better, I Facebooked Mashavin to save his life.
Okay, so it'll
I
be
do appreciate
recovering
it.
now, and
Yeah.
it'll by the end of this session, it'll go away at the end of this session, assuming you do not injure yourself again.
Well, right. And so my thought process was Mashavin and I are not in the best of physical health. And Mashavin is probably a pretty good researcher. So if y'all 3 went to investigate Heller, right?
It.
We could be on the Dunny side of things. One, loading our stuff into the age, and 2, trying to find out maybe a little bit more information about the seed.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can go for that.
Okie doke. So that means that we're splitting the party.
Yes.
So Kenneth and Celia and Tome, is that you? You guys will be going back to Heller to do some more investigations.
Sure. Didn't we blow it up
Yeah.
last
I would say Landris will very clearly, just say, please don't blow anything up.
time?
Oh, there goes all the
No
fun.
promises.
But
Yeah, I know we were worried about potential retribution for that, and I think we got the Relima to agree that when we're in Dani that they would offer some kind of bodyguards or something. I think they agreed to that, but I don't know if that applies to when we're on Heller. I can't decide whether it'd be a good thing or a bad thing to try to get any of the Relima to come with us. In this case, it might be a good thing.
what do you guys think?
Well, and they might ask about stuff you're not necessarily ready to disclose information
But
about.
what you're researching, yeah,
Yeah.
that could be a problem.
They might want more information about like these keys and stuff, which
Depends where you're going.
we
Are you
totally
going to,
don't
like,
know anything about. There's not a page missing from the journal they have.
There
So
is no page missing.
The thing is, going to Heller is definitely within stuff we have told the Relima about the villagers from Kennelin and some of them disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they'd have any reason to question anything else. I mean, Landris and Mashavan definitely have the excuse that we're not in any state to go anywhere exciting.
Right.
Your call.
If enough
Telltale.
If enough has exploded, there might not be any telltale signs that we were searching through all those pots. Most of the pots may be smashed now.
That does bring up a good point, though. How indestructible are those keys? And when they discover that we've blown up possibly one of them, are they just gonna rekey that lock to something different?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. You guys got to decide.
I'm in favor of asking for a detailed Relima to come with us this time, but I don't feel strongly.
Okay.
Oh, hey, who's contacted them?
I would say one of the 3 going to Heller that will be going with them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can.
All right. And how? I mean, what's your method of contact?
Probably send a key message.
Okay.
D message.
Wait,
D message.
Did we switch? Didn't we keep our Ds because the keys are bugged?
Yes.
Yes.
So it'd be a D message.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're gonna have to figure out which ones we're carrying where, huh? Based on whether we're in an age we're supposed to be in or not.
Well, see, I thought Mashavan was working on like 1 or 2 of them to try and find a way to bypass the bug, while the rest were just in Sallow.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
so,
But they were very specifically not coming to Landris's age, so we wouldn't
Okay.
give away that we're in like a restricted, totally
Off the
not
book.
existing
book.
age.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is we ask Relima to come with us. It's like we're doing police work basically. I wonder if what they're gonna think. If they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Aren't you guys supposed to be in Solo?
So you're
should
gonna
we actually tell them? Like, I'm not sure.
It would be interesting if it was the Rellyman who had us just like, what do you mean you're here?
They're
Oh,
like,
suddenly
"What
we don't
thought
want the
you were?"
Rellyman following us anymore.
Okay, you guys got to decide.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
moment
think
of
we
truth.
could. I think we could say that this is all part of investigating the cult, and that given that it involves obvious illegal activity, like it's their responsibility to care about it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me, and I'm with you.
Okay.
And your Kenneth's going to do the call, and call is going to message with her D, correct?
Yes.
Okie doke. So I said, are you going to message Adri?
Probably.
Okay.
I think she'd feel more comfortable with that, and we should also like start head toward the office.
So are you asking for resources? Are you asking for protection? Are you asking?
I think protection, right, guys? Like
Yeah.
we don't. If they're not able to help with the brainy part, they can at least watch our backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for protection, and if this sets them on the trail of the cults, maybe that's not such a bad thing, because we could probably use a little help with that.
Okay, doke. So they just say, Adri says, yeah, I can arrange to have a few people cover you. Where do you want to meet? And this
You
is,
just say our office, because then it's really obvious that we're moving stuff for Salo. That's why we're not there. Because like we're in the middle of like, well, we don't need all 5 of us moving stuff, so maybe I would say.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
okie doke.
We have the book there anyway, so.
Sounds good. What are you guys doing before? He says that they'll come by. They will come by your office later that day.
Cool.
What are you guys going to be doing in the meantime? Anything, if anything. We can fast forward if you like.
Probably asking for an extra office book at least from Laundress. Just
I was gonna say, yeah, if you're going
we
with the
don't have an
Relium,
A-charter with us. We always destroy all our books.
Right.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah. Right. So Landris is gonna make sure you have 3 that go back to the office, but 0 that go back to Landris's age.
Yeah.
Because if we're going with the Relium, you
Yeah.
don't want that book fall like.
Yeah.
We don't have an illicit age that was illegally written. No.
No,
No.
no,
What are you
that's a
talking
picture
Of
book.
course
Just
not.
It's a really fancy recipe book.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
understand caterer stuff.
So, because while they may seem to be on our side right now, we don't want to give them anything where if it looks like things are going to go bad, we could become a scapegoat. We don't want to be the scapegoat for the Relium to keep doing their shadiness.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
That's
we're
a
going to
good
get a couple more books. Is there any other preparations or other activities you want to do before we delve?
No?
Specifically, so like I said, I'm giving you 3, 1 for each of you. So each of you has a book, so you can Facebook yourselves if need be.
I just have
sorry,
this image of it becoming like standard procedure. Like, I need to get away.
Please,
Yeah.
place your Facebook on yours before assisting.
It'd probably be good to have that sonar, like the underground detection thing that Celia sometimes has. We might want to make sure we have such an item if we're looking for more underground stuff.
That's a good idea. Sounds like a good idea.
Mashavan had that tool for checking the inside of the pots, right?
That is true. And I did save it from the explosion.
So a quick tutorial on how to use that might tell you if there are any hidden rooms anywhere.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I'll
I
be
can
kitted out.
explain that to the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got Celia's special sounder tool. We've got Mashavan's, which is smaller scale sort of thing. You've got your 3 books. Any last things before I fast forward?
So Tome swapped. I swapped out one of Tome's stunts for something called Dress for the Occasion. So once per day, she can kind of assemble a custom outfit that can either help her with athletics and survival or with stealth and intrusion. And so I think I'm just going to declare here that this is going to be athletic +2 to athletics and survival, and it's going to be a kind of like desert garb, and that
Fremen made.
Maybe what
Fremen made. Those are the best.
and I I guess one detail might be that I would like for there to be some sort of a scarf covering part of her face, because while the Rally might have seen her before, I don't think they've made the connection that she might be related to the person who was in the cult, and she doesn't want to deal with all of that. So
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if that will have like a mechanical implication for the game, but
Sure.
just
Makes
she's
sense.
trying to kind of remain a little bit unidentifiable.
Okay.
Okie doke. Okay. So, we'll fast forward a bit then. To later in the day, you guys have been doing all your stuff. There's a knock at the door. It's not Talon's knock, so it's not it's not pounding, but boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
I will check the people and the camera and see who it is.
There are two people at the door. A sort of wiry Dini man and a very very muscular Dini woman. They're both in Guild of Caterers outfits.
Okay.
All right. So I go through the process of undoing all 5, 6, 7, or 8 locks.
How many do we have now?
Started out as 5, but it's a hobby now.
Every session, there's like
hobby.
more added
It's just
on.
one additional lock.
Every session, one more lock. Every time something goes horribly wrong, another lock.
In a couple
It's
sessions,
usually
it'll be a
earthquake-proof.
complete airlock.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
fair.
then I crack the door open and say, "Yes, can I help you?"
The kind of wiry guy says, "Hello, we've been sent by the Guild of Caterers to provide you extra help."
Uh-huh. And who specifically sent you?
Oh, we received the message from our guildmaster through a messenger named Adri.
Understood.
Thank
Come
you.
on in.
Comes in, says, "Hi, my name's Sinai," and he kind of gestures towards the woman and says, "Hello, my name's Talina. We were told that you might encounter some trouble, and so we are here to help you out."
Great.
So can you give us an update on what we might expect to see?
Did you say those 2 names one more time?
The guy's name is Sundai,
Okay.
and
Wait. Soon die?
Sundai, yes.
Soon will die?
No.
Red shirt?
I don't think the caterers have their color is red, so
They're green.
there you go. Yeah.
That'd be really funny.
We're here to help.
And Talina.
Okay.
Well, we're following up on the kidnapped villagers, so looks like there's.
Wait a minute. Selena?
Did we
not
we
just-
told them that there was evidence of a
Helen's
smuggling
sister.
ring, and then we set off.
It's not just Telling and Drag, is it?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
No.
Because that would be great. We were like, "See, I knew you were John Sallow."
But no. Okay. So you were saying, so Kellen was talking.
They already know. Like, we did tell them that it was booby trapped, and that's why it exploded. But
Mhm.
they're clearly shifting people around, so we want to try to pick up and try to find the rest of the kind of warren of rooms where they've been funneling people. Basically, we want to find the people that went missing before we showed up.
So you were
We,
expecting any specific resistance? Looking for ambushes?
potentially.
Last time the place exploded, so.
So you think that there might be traps?
Yes.
Okay.
They're definitely opposition.
Definitely. Okay. I think that we can help with that. Are there any other details that you think we should know, so that we can be better prepared?
The people are from Kennelin. Might be from Kennelin. We know a bunch went missing. So
you're thinking they're hostages?
Toma here, yeah, they might be hostages. Toma here has a special recommendation from their chief. So Toma's going to be a really important person to have at the forefront if we do find somebody.
And they may have been sold into slavery on that age somewhere, too. That was the other important thing.
Okay. Talina says, so what sort of environment are we expecting here?
Hot and gross.
Hot and gross? Like dry hot and gross? Wet hot and gross?
Dry hot and
Sandy.
gross.
Sandy? Is it desert?
Yes.
Oh, God, I hate deserts.
Mm.
Okay.
You remind me of a man I
Well,
met once named
prickly pear
Anakin.
salad.
I get that a lot. Okie doke. Yeah, y'all ready then?
Just to clarify that we all have linking books that go back to the HQ or that go to La Rage.
The office, yeah.
The office.
office.
Where you are
so
currently,
if we
yeah.
use, they're safe to use in front of the Aurelian. They're not
Yes.
gonna, okay, got it. Great. Yeah, I think I'm all set.
And you've got, rations and such?
Well, we've got 3 caterers with us.
It's true.
And med kit, of course, because we expect potential injuries if people are being stunted around.
Okay, cool. Okay, so, and you're using, the Heller book that you guys got initially, right?
Mm-hmm. Probably should have had a book to go to, like, Evelyn's age, where the chief is, eh?
Yeah.
Funnel the people through.
Oh.
But we can also just have maybe the Relima just show up at our location with the appropriate book after the people have been vetted.
Uh-huh. Okay, doke. So you guys link through to the original linking point, once again, dune, sand, hot, the sun is high in the sky. It's very hot. It's a bit windy, so there's a little bit of sand blowing. Talina links through and starts immediately grumbling about sand and heat, but generally it just seems mostly to be muttering under her breath. Okay, so what's the plan now that you are now in Heller?
That was the thing, right? There were several markers that we could see from there.
Mm-hmm.
We went in a specific direction by chance and ended up finding something along that marker. So either we could go back to the site of the collapse and see if we can see another marker from that location. That might, because maybe that joins up with the kind of cavern system, or we could choose another direction simply from the Lincoln point. One of the other markers that we saw in the distance. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that not all markers here are related to cult activity.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should probably pick up the trail where we last left it off, and we
That
can
makes
also
sense to me.
see if there's any evidence that anyone has noticed the trap that we sprung. If anyone's been there more recently.
Good one.
Okie doke. You guys make the trek southward, which is, I think, if I remember correctly, was the right way. And you find you do find the previous building, relatively easily. There's a lot of evidence of charring on the stone and that sort of thing like that. Obviously, there was some sort of fire here. A number of a good number of the pots are shattered and scattered about. There's still
it looks like fire or like explosion.
Both.
Okay. So it wasn't like somebody came and dug through these pots to try and make sure a key was still here.
And people need to make if they want to do examinations, they need to look through. So Sundai's like,
But we can't
wow,
be
what
too
happened here?
obvious about looking either.
What happened here?
Wait, We should see if any of these water pots still have water in them. Right?
Okay, so
Ken's like the last person who should be doing a notice roll.
Yeah. Let me
I'm also curious whether the Relima seem to be looking for anything. Like, I don't know how much they know about the keys, but obviously we tore a page out of the journal, but I'm curious to see if they have any ulterior motives here.
you can make an empathy check versus a 3. It's not going to be hard.
Okay. That's just a 1.
1 total.
1 total.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, spend a fate point, you can.
I'm not sure what I would invoke here.
Fair enough.
I got a 0.
Oh, you tried empathy too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm untraded it, and I got a 0.
Oh well.
Yep.
To a great
We
start.
tried.
Yeah. I mean, they are just sort of like looking around and kind of generically picking at things. The door, the trap door that led into the inside, is blown open, so they're kind of like looking down there. So it's like, I wonder what was down there.
That's where the explosion started.
Yeah.
And you
Did
guys
you tell them about what we found down there, like chapel and stuff, guys, or no?
I am
Honestly, what was Tomei gonna say?
No, you go, Celia.
I was gonna say, you know what? Someone needs to know about that who isn't just us, and they know more about the cult than we do.
Okay.
So I think that unless one of you stops her, Celia would
fill them in.
support it.
Grab the
Yeah.
rooms and like what was down there. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and just be like, hey, so we found this. It was really interesting because it's been a bit out of character, but I recall it being kind of really fucking creepy down there.
Yeah. Indeed.
And I want to talk about that to them. Hey.
They listen. Sundai kind of is paying attention. Tilia gets grimmer and grimmer the more you talk about things. She's definitely not happy about what she's hearing.
And I'm not happy about talking about it, so.
Okay. Are you guys going to be examining the area here at all?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be...
I would like to see if it looks like people have been there to look for water, because she does feel pretty bad about destroying a depot that could be supporting people, like as a caterer.
Well, yeah,
You
sure.
hate to destroy a food and water source for like nomadic people, like that's not cool.
Yeah.
But versus like a strategic, like, ooh, did the cultists come back and check out what happened here?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she could disguise the second by focusing on the first, because they're caterers too, and
Sure.
kind of appealing to them.
All three of you can decide to roll discovery rolls versus with whatever skill you think is appropriate, and we can start generate some questions.
Well, I do have notice at +2 now, and I just rolled 2 more, so I have +4.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it at a 4. So you get
Cool.
one question. Simple yes and no question for Kenneth, but
Okay.
do you got a 2
Got a 2
total?
total.
Okay, so I mean, if you want to find some aspects.
It was a -1. So this was not a good roll. It's not going great today.
Oh,
Oh,
that
dear.
happens sometimes. Do you want to tag an aspect for reroll? Or
I do.
okay, doke. Which aspect are you tagging?
I'm trying to think of how I'm approaching this
Mhm.
digging, and I feel like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed is a good go-to because I'm doing my job and I want to do my job really well. And so I know I've missed something and I'm going to go back over it very carefully.
Sounds good.
+5.
Yay!
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Nice. So you're going to have 2 questions there. Tome.
Excellent.
So I only got a 1, but I think I do want to re-roll and invoke my social justice warrior aspect, which is what my don't tell me what to do aspect has turned into.
Mhm.
This is something that like Tome will not accept ignorance here, so
Absolutely.
she's gonna keep digging deeper.
Go for it.
So re-rolling. Oh, nice. So that is a +2, and if I use my research skill, that comes to +4.
Sure. Okie doke. So, Kenneth and Tome have 1 question each, a simple yes/no question. Celia has 2 more general questions. So,
Okay.
you know, Celia's looking around. Kenneth's digging through the pots. Tome is kind of just kind of checking out everything here and there. Um, Sundai and Talina are just sort of hanging around. They're keeping their eyes on the horizon mostly. They seem particularly uninterested in anything that's actually in the depot.
Okay.
So, what you up to?
Who asked what question? Toma, I think you should go first because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think Tome wants to know whether any more Canalites have been brought through here, and she's sort of imagining that it would have been a bit chaotic if they brought a whole group of people here and then realized they had nowhere to, lock them up and had to think on their feet. And so maybe there was some sort of a struggle, maybe someone dropped something, maybe there's some indication of a new plan that was made on the fly. So,
So the question is, your yes/no question is then, has anyone new been through here?
I
Or
guess, is there evidence of prisoners being brought through here?
um,
Is that too specific?
I mean, I can give you a yes or no for it.
Right.
Um, actually, it'd be sort of an indefinite in the sense that someone has been through here, but there's nothing that specifically points to prisoners.
I guess just to clarify, someone has been through here. I think Tome is revisiting some of the underground areas if they're not totally blocked off. So are we saying that someone has been through there, or is that someone has been through the kind of surface level where the jars are?
Someone has been through the underground areas too.
Okay.
Okie doke. So Kenneth has a yes no, and Celia has 2 generals, and yeah. Now, what are you guys doing?
Do you guys have any thoughts about what you want me to ask? Because I want this to be collaborative and I have more detail.
Because my yes/no question would have been like, was there activity in the specific area where we had found the key? Because we don't know for sure if all branches of the cult of the tree are all working on the same stuff, right? Like they've made it clear that not everyone knows about the seed. So if the people shunting people are back, that's one thing. But if the key people are there, that's another thing. I think that's an easy yes, no.
Okay.
So therefore,
That's a good
Sylvia's
point.
questions could focus more on if we can figure out where they went afterward, right? Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what kind of environment we can find, but that makes sense to me that if we've found actions of this, if we found evidence that these people were around and doing actions, then did they maybe leave anything behind that might give an indication of where they were going? Or
Right, there would
honestly,
have to
even
be like either footprints or the remains of a linking book or something.
yeah,
like
that's what I
that.
mean. Like either where they were going or where they've been, even,
Mhm.
if there's
Piece
some
of
kind of
jewelry or yeah.
distinctive module that was left behind by their shoes or jewelry or something like that.
Okay.
Even the types of shoes, right? Like you're going to wear different shoes into a desert age than you are into somewhere icy. So the types of footprints you leave behind are going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. So, okay, so Kenneth's specific question is.
Were you guys okay with that? I just framed it that way so that Celia would have more freedom, I thought, because
No,
I thought this question
but
was
I
pretty
like
simple.
that.
Yeah, like was there activity? Does there appear to have been activity in the room had the jars with the key in it, like the one that had the key in it?
So yes, definite
Okay,
activity there.
Okay.
good.
Okie doke.
Not good, but good.
Javin, I sense we're about to get a D message. We're gonna have to go take these 3 keys ourselves and race to the
No.
seat.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Okie doke. And Celia.
Yes.
I mean, let's say, is Ivany's doing anything else besides just looking around? Let me know, and we can go through that. But also, Celia has her 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to ask the one that Kenneth and I just worked on about the signs, like more details about the signs of people, what they were doing here.
Okay.
So it's basically can I determine anything about where they were from or where they were going based on evidence left behind?
The someone has been through and a number of the pots that have been broken do not have the same char on them that the other ones are. So indicating that they were broken after the explosion.
Okay.
And the activity in the lower area isn't particularly intensive. It just looks like someone kind of went in, checked a couple things out, and left.
Okay. So they were not as interested in being here.
Yeah.
Or at least not for long.
Not for long. No, the people who were here, pots were broken. They checked everything out, and then they left.
Okay. Well, it could be worse.
So we never placed a decoy key here, right? We did at the other 2 locations, but this is the one that we never did.
We were in a little bit of a hurry.
Yep.
So did they go? I wonder if they went looking for that.
Right. So this could have accelerated their search to kind of retrieve the other 2 keys, in which case, maybe if they see that we, didn't find those keys yet, then they won't be too worried. But it could go either way. Like, yeah, I guess they might want to replace this key and rekey the lock.
Should we be Launderson Mashavin then?
Yeah, we should let
And
them know.
but with something cryptic like, I guess the rolling might not read our message, but it could be like,
But you are sending a message back to
or something like. I think we should to warn them that there was. Oh wow!
You could say something like the key. There might be a key to learning more at that library on the Great Zero.
Yeah, I am starting to think that we should at least have eyes on the location on the Great Zero line, even if we don't go in yet. if we could, I don't know if we could set up a security camera there or at least just locate it so it's easy to check up on. If Laundress or Mashavan could do that, that would probably behoove us.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. So we can send a T message, something to that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good point to pivot to what Laundress and Mashavan are doing.
Yeah.
Good.
So, besides recovering,
Yes.
Liberal
And moving
application.
equipment.
Yeah.
And
Liberal application of anti-itching cream.
yeah, exactly. Yes, I don't know what the Didini word for Benadryl is, but you know,
There's an equivalent.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys were going to be doing some research.
yeah, we were going to be doing research. We were going to be, moving stuff, and we were going to be, research and moving stuff. I think was it.
Mm-hmm. So I think starting out with moving, like just dragging boxes inside the office so it's not scattered in front of the street would be a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got a good number of materials there for maintenance and that sort of thing, and the other sort of materials that you requested, there are no parts for a bathysphere in there. But
Well, yeah, that was going to have herd beasts bringing it. I remember that one.
yes. Are you doing anything with parts besides storing them, or?
Just a quick check to see what there is, and then checking those off of the list that we requested from Helen. Besides that, I don't think we want to assemble anything right now because we want to get to researching.
Yep. Most of the things that you requested that are easy gets, things that the maintainers would have in storage, available are in there. Special material, special items and that sort of thing, are not. But so obviously Talon said, okay, just grab that stuff and give it to him.
Is it the best?
It is high quality. There are some very high quality items in there.
Very good.
Some good, some high quality items for that are used in some very some intricate machinery and such. So.
Mashavan is quite happy.
I was going to say, Landris doesn't know any of this, but he looks at himself, we happy?
Yes, we are.
Mashavan's like in the corner giggling to himself.
All Landris cares about are their blank books. They're blank books and ink. That's all he really cares.
Yes. There are blank books appropriate for writing linking books.
Okay. And then I guess we would go to the library, not the library of linking books, but the library of research books. If there is a difference.
There are places
Yeah.
that you have access to, from the Guild of Archivists.
So and that's something because Heller was one of the ages that was actually maintainer stamped, wasn't it?
I mean, the book you were given was not maintainer stamped, but
because what I'm thinking is, do you remember? Okay, so there are the maintainers who go through, and they make basically an archival book of like, here are all the things, and they just kind of keep a history of the ages. So there are giant libraries just full of books about maintainers who have gone and explored all these different ages.
Are you wanting to go to the to the guild the maintainers guild halls and check that?
That's kind of what I was like. That would probably not be a terrible place to start, because if there's going to be anything on Heller or any of these other age, like we put together a list so it's not obvious we're looking at Heller and all these other ones in case there's a cult member just like, why are you looking for these 3 ages in particular? No, I've got a list of like 40 here, and I want to go through and see where all the different...
They're alphabetically, but there's 3 that are P's,
Yeah. But that way, so when we go through, because there are different locations in the city for these things. There were
Okay. So you guys are going to kind of spread out to different locations and do some research.
We probably stick together, but that's, I think, a good place to start, because
if
we can find, like, here are 10 books all about Heller.
Yes. So let's assume that you're gonna hit the maintainers archives, probably some archivists archives, that sort of thing. So both of you roll research at 4.
Okie doke.
Actual research.
Yeah. Well, that's a 3.
Oh! Okay. Let me a
You
plus
go.
2.
You go
Well,
first.
I saw 3 pluses, but then there's a single minus.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
still, it's a plus
But
2.
that's a 4.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I'm gonna spend a fate point
Okie doke.
and
On which aspect?
on leave no stone unturned,
There you go.
which might be dangerous here. Uh, to give myself a +2 to get a 5.
Okay, but that's the perfect name, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but it does mean that I'm gonna go through and find all of the books related to the ages we're interested in, and all of the books that are referenced in those books, and then all of the books that are referenced in those books. So I have 3 layers of references just to make sure I get a complete picture of
The
each of
bibliography on
these
this paper is
There you go. Okay,
2
so
weeks later.
yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad she's not on this expedition.
Laundress, you have your your kind of simple simple question.
yes. So I think the easiest simple question would just be like, are any of the ages that these keys were on mentioned in the maintainer's records? Or do they have any specific books, excuse me?
The only one that's actually in the maintainers of records is Lost Hopes.
Oh, that makes
As a as an age that was made for the the minor guild of burial workers. And it has kind of a long history of being a place of final rest for Denis, especially those of higher stature.
so. So then, so I would say to Michelle, so there was a very specific statue that key was at. Maybe Mishavin's attention to detail might notice something about that particular statue in that book.
So I get 2 questions because I got
Yeah.
a 5, right?
I,
Yeah.
I will let you know that that particular statue is not important, so you don't need to spend a
Oh.
question on that.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So if only Lost Hopes is mentioned, is recorded in the maintainers. Maybe I want to ask about the Writers Guild archives,
Mm-hmm.
if we can get in there. And see, like, trace down the source and usage of that horrible windy hellscape we were in last time, whose name
Okay.
I've forgotten.
Oh wait, actually, I forgot a thing. There's also a place for Sallow. Since you were given that one very specifically.
Right.
But yeah.
You're thinking Ishna is what you're
Okay,
Yeah,
Ishna.
you're thinking Ishna, yeah.
Yeah.
So you wanna like say, see, you wanna you're saying you wanna like message Devlin and say, can I get access to some of the writer archives?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Devlin can swing that for you, so you can use your questions involving those sorts of areas too.
Yeah. So, like, the descriptive book must exist somewhere, and I would expect the Writers Guild to have a record of it being created. So I guess I'd like to know who was able to access Ishna. And
Well, Ishna could very well be like Landris's age, where it was totally off board.
yeah, that's true. But then how did we get a descriptive book for it?
We only
Is
got
my
a linking
question.
book.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. We only got the linking
Yeah.
book for it, which means someone had to have made that
Right.
somehow. So I'm hoping that there's a record of it somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so your
Maybe-
question is your question is what then?
Is there a record of Ishna in the Writers Guild I guess, would be the start.
Okay.
And like, is there a record of who had access to the Book of Ishna?
You're able to
1960.
find. You don't find the name Ishna specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but you are able to find some records which refer to an age that seems very much like it. And it seems like it's an age that was written. It was a book that was written by a student. But the records indicate that the book was never finished or used.
Ah,
Can Tome text a suggestion over D?
maybe Lana can suggest a suggestion
Sure.
to Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Did you? Is this me as a player talking to the character?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Or talking to you as a player?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I don't know how much of my own character's backstory to bring it in here, but I am remembering and feeling kind of foolish about this, that my parents who adopted me and Denny are guild masters in the Guild of Archivists, and also, somehow they adopted me. They never explained that whole story of where I came from and how they got a hold of me. But they are high up in the Guild of Archivists. So I think Tome might suggest that if there are records missing in other places, the Guild of Archivists might be a good place to check out.
Okay.
Plot twist: Tome's parents are the ringleaders of this entire thing.
That would be terrifying.
So
I also like Cap's suggestion here that we could also maybe cross-reference that student to see if they wrote any other books like this that were never finished.
True.
And see if they match with Heller.
That's a good point.
So we'll do a little retcon and say, before they went on their expedition to Heller, Tome mentioned that, maybe you could message my parents.
Sounds great.
Okay, so now, let's see, so Landris, do we want to keep looking into this student, or do we want to broaden our search into the Archivist Guild? What do you think?
I think...
not sure.
Right.
See, what I really wanted to do was have Mashavan be able to create one of those like newspaper clipping and yarn contraptions.
Yes, exactly.
Tracking
conspiracy boards.
Exactly, that's it. Yes, one of those for these ages. But it's not working out.
Really, everything converges on.
Get the frog juice pipe going, like.
Yeah.
That could help with that.
Because I feel like if we can at least get some information about this student, because I feel like that's another piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we may also be able to get that student's information at the Guild of Archivists if their archives are at least as intact as the writers.
I would assume that they'd want to keep track of people who have been trained at least somewhat in the art. Like you would want to have an official list of those people.
Well,
in case something funky happens, you can go in, or like if you need someone to repair an age. Well, we do have these people. I know that everyone else is busy, but we trained these folks. Maybe they can handle this.
Right. However, I know I was half joking, but if Tome was adopted under suspicious circumstances, things like that might be something her parents wouldn't want discovered. And if they're really that high up in the Guild of Archivists, it might be harder to find that information there too. And
then
they
that's
might
something
get a little
to know
suspicious. Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
that's
something
good
to
to
know.
know.
It's
Like-
another puzzle piece.
Mhm.
Right.
But
There might at least be a trail to follow there, though.
right.
So what is it that your guys? So we've got one more question for Mashavan, and you guys are hitting their various different places. What's your
So
what's the question, or what is your next action, next thing that you were doing?
I am going to say that my next question is, uh, has this student produced any other ages that uh we would recognize under similar circumstances, sort of thing?
No, but Ishna, Heller, Unai, and Kellen were all written by students and abandoned at one point.
Okay,
mhm.
so
Knew it.
not the same student, but similar
Poachers.
circumstances.
Mhm.
All right.
So this is no, it's Devlin. Ah, the master of the Guild of Writers. No, we're working for the guy.
So
Crap.
now that we're here, so
Yeah.
you know, um, Laundress's high concept is a maintainer seeking to atone, which means that that the maintainers don't think very highly of Laundress, which might cause a problem here. If Laundress were
Mhm.
not to spend a fate point to avoid the problem.
What problem am I avoiding right now?
Well, what it is that I'm saying that the fact that you are a maintainer looking to atone means that the maintainers are suspicious of you and your activities, and so
Oh, so if I don't
something might
spend a fate
happen.
point, something's gonna happen. Okay.
You've
You can and this is obviously a compel. You can get a fate point if you like, or you can spend a fate point to avoid the problem.
Right. Oh man. So I get okay. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it at the table. I could spend the fate point, and we can continue on drama free, or we can get the fate point and see what crazy shenanigans are about to happen.
drama is exciting.
All right. So yeah,
More for drama.
let's totally just stomp our way up into the archivist without spending this fate point and see what kind of messed up crap's about to happen because Laundress is with me.
So you guys are working in the archivists. One of the archivists seems to be particularly interested in what you're doing, just like so how can I help you, and like that. And kind of seems to be keeping an eye on you as you're doing things. They always seem to be kind of like one row over, or they pass
Right.
by a lot and that sort of thing.
Well, I think the other important thing here is we do still have the list that's alphabetized.
Mhm.
So while yes, we're looking at the important stuff, we are also looking at other random generic ones
Oh yeah.
too. So hopefully that's in our favor. But yeah, totally. Landris's notice is very weak. I'm just gonna say that. So
Mashavan
probably
said at
just
3.
like
Go ahead.
I'm at a 2.
Why don't you both give them a notice roll at a 4?
All right. Here is the time to flub it badly. No, actually, that is a +2, so a total of a 5.
Oh, okay, doke. So yeah, definitely someone has been this. There's definitely this person is keeping tabs on you, and you realize that they seem to sort of recognize Laundress when he came in at first, and has sudden sort of kind of
Laundry's got a -1. Laundry doesn't see
yeah,
crap.
like books are cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, you realize that it definitely this particular archivist is definitely keeping tabs on you.
Okay. um. Okay, so are there like little side rooms, like study rooms,
Oh yeah.
where people can go? Okay, so Laundress, how about we take what we've got here and take one of those study rooms, side rooms, and kind of collate what we've gotten so far to get a summary of part of it, and then we can add more to it later. How does that sound?
I mean,
And I think-
Mishavin's saying it, so it makes sense. Mishavin knows what to say.
Yeah, sure.
Mishavin's the only reason Tellin hasn't like throttled Tris. So yes, we're gonna listen to what Mishavin.
Yep. Maybe we should start heading over there right now.
Okay, so yeah, Landris will start scooping up books and all that sort of stuff and bringing them to one of these study rooms for Mishavin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You've done some research and that sort of thing. Are there anything else you're gonna be looking for, or are you gonna be doing deeper research, or?
I want to make my conspiracy board.
I also, yes, Sallow is definitely in the pile of books.
Okay.
Because, that's where we're supposed to be.
Let's see. I think we're going to keep researching for the moment. And it might be good to switch back to the other half of the party for a bit.
Sure.
While I figure out what we're doing next.
Awesome. Okie doke. So we're back to Heller. What else have you've after you sent information on to Mishavin and Landris, what have you been up to?
Well, I think obviously, like when we looked for anything left behind, we would have also been looking for where they went, right? Like where anybody went. So we would be kind of, I guess, hoping for footprints, because we know there's no exit other than via age in the underground. We didn't find any secret passageways or anything out of there. So we know that they were moving the people via linking book, but maybe if they still had to walk there from the surface, maybe there's like a backup or something. Or should we head back, guys? Like, maybe if the guys are busy, should we go, well, that's that.
Like, oh yeah, I guess we never did go into
and keep an eye on the Great Zero location ourselves, or what do you want to do?
We never really got to that whole we got a D message, did we? Oops.
Oh, that's true.
Oh well.
Oh right.
We hadn't gotten that far.
So I think we should at least still kind of scan the horizon and see if there are any more marker stones that kind of would guide us further out in this direction. I think Tome also wants to just approach one of the Relima. Like, I don't know if she can find any piece of a broken shackle or anything, but I think she wants to kind of present this evidence and try to goad the Relima into caring a little bit more about this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can find some of the stuff, and they're I mean, Sundai doesn't seem to be particularly interested all that much in the details. Talina definitely, seems sort of upset by the whole situation. But it's just like, I mean, are you asking something specifically from them, or?
I don't think it's a question. I think it's just that she can tell that both of them are a little bit kind of tuned out and just kind of wandering the perimeter. And I think if possible, she just wants to focus the Relima on this issue, because I think she suspects that the Relima only care about finding the seed, stealing it for themselves, and that's it, gaining power.
Oh, okay.
And so I think she wants to kind of be like, oh, like, I mean, maybe she asks the question, like, what do you think is we should do about this? Like, should we report this to someone? And she's like, assuming the answer is no, but she wants them to do something themselves.
Okay. I mean, Sundai says, hey, I mean, you've told, this was the fact that stuff was here was part of the briefing Adri gave us. So, I mean, he's looking into it. Tilia's like, our primary job here is to protect you guys. I think you should keep looking into it. I think it's important, but we're the muscle. You are the eyes. We were just told to protect you.
Did we go down into that first chamber that didn't seem to have had kind of like walls that didn't have doors off of it with Celia's like bigger equipment? Because we didn't go down with sonar equipment because Mishavan was working with his own. We didn't have anything with us underground.
Right. And there was that whole
detect if there was another exit that we just didn't see. Would that be a good use of time? Because we also need to know, like, if there is a marker, like, which direction do we go? Do we, like, it angles off probably to the east and the west too. So it's like, and the big cavern that went down deeper and had the shackles in it was to the north, like back toward the Lincoln Point. So we really don't have any basis to choose a new direction without, like, if there's no footprints because it was windy again in the sand, we have nothing up top.
Yeah, there are. I mean, there are markers around. I mean, there are markers. There are markers that lead further south. There's markers that lead west.
So there's not a clear single continuation of this route. It just continues branching in multiple directions.
It does. It does branch in multiple directions.
Yeah. I like your idea, Kenneth. I don't remember exactly which chamber you're referring to. I know there was that large cathedral. I don't know if that would be a place to do some sounding in.
Because if memory serves, you go down the chute into the first cavern, and there was 1 or 2 doors off of each direction. North one went deeper. One to the east or the west was like the kitchen and bedrooms kind of thing. I think to the south was the cathedral, like the little chapel thing that wasn't as well used. But I'm wondering, well, although we exploded, of course, where the prisoners were being kept, so we can't.
So
I highly doubt we'll be able to get in there and find out if there was a secret passageway leading into there, but there was like a pedestal, right, for linking.
So Talina's like says, "Hey guy, hey, come here. I need to show you something."
Oh, yay!
So
okay.
She leads you to the leeward side of the outpost, around the outside. Kind of the side that's blocked by the wind. And says, kind of points, so it's, and points like, well, we've got some tracks here. And there's a couple of markers in that direction, not too far apart.
Then we should.
So if you're looking for where people went, that's probably the place.
Excellent. Cap, you're still muted.
Thank you. I was muted to have a drink, and then are they going away we've been before, or are they going away we haven't? Oh, damn.
Well, the only way that you've been before is where you came from the north.
No, I just wanted to use a stunt.
Oh.
So let's go digging. Let's go that way.
Yeah. Let's follow the tracks. Toward next marker. Yeah.
Okay, you're heading that direction. One thing is that Talina definitely seems a bit more interested in the details, and she's been asking, so what did you see, and how did the explosion happen, and what did you find down there? So Talina definitely seems more, engaged. Sundai obviously still doesn't seem to really care very much. He's just kind of following along, but so.
Would this possibly be a good time for a short bio break? I think we're about halfway
Yeah.
through.
Absolutely, we can definitely do that. We'll take a short break, and let's see. Let's go for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then we will continue on. Okay,
Okay.
everybody.
Thank you.
Shara.
I'm sitting on like a high chair now, so I don't know.
Hello, Inshira. We are back from a break now, and we're gonna get right back into it. So, while the people in Heller are in transit, I want to switch back to Laundress Mashavan. So you are doing your research and that sort of thing, and that's when you hear the disturbing sound coming from the area, and it's where's Laundress? Where is he?
Uh,
Do we recognize the voice?
Oh, it's Helen.
Oh, bummer.
can I surreptitiously peek out of our room and see how far away Talon is?
He
You link
yeah,
out.
I mean he is towards the front. So I mean you're a good ways away from him, but you can kind of see see
Sorry.
his figure over that direction.
It's okay. We still need the bathysphere. He wants us to look at an ocean, and he hasn't given us a bathysphere yet. So we're doing all the paper research until we get there, trying to discern as much as we can about ocean exploration, because clearly we have to know somehow.
The archivist that was watching you is saying something to him. And he's like,
So
and
screwed.
he's like, I don't have to be quiet. I don't care if this is an archivist. Like, where is that boy?
So I whispered, I say to Laundress, maybe this would be a good time to make like the great tree and leave.
Yes.
So,
joke award on this. Like,
my stealth is terrible. So I'm gonna grab that Sallow book, and I'm gonna distract him
Okay.
because
And I'll-
I have great rapport.
Okay. And I will hide.
You can vacate. You can vacate.
Guts.
You could totally vacate, and then I'll just put the Sallow book back. And
Well, we might need that though. Like, Sallow book could be really handy.
like we can't come back.
I mean, yes.
If there was ever a book that we have any justification for having in our possession, it's the Sallow book.
Right.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
You guys.
Okay, so I now have a stunt-related question.
Sure.
Are there a fair number of people around? I mean, quietly moving about?
Yes.
Okay.
And everybody
So-
maybe is paying attention to tell.
Yes, they've all stopped and are kind of watching, looking over at the very loud, maintainer.
All right. So I'm going
Oh.
to take the books that we have
Mhm.
collected, besides the one that has all the information on Sallow, and I want to disappear into the crowd, so to speak.
Okie doke. That sounds good. And you said you had a did you say you had a stunt around that, or
I do. I
Okay,
have, when using stealth to disappear in a crowd, gain a +2.
there we go. So go ahead and roll your stealth at a 4.
And thank goodness for my stunt, because I just hide.
Okie doke.
And
And
then
what
I'm just
what are you
gonna-
doing, Landers?
I'm gonna walk straight up, just with the Sallow book in my arms, and say, "Guildmaster, please try to show some modicum of decorum within the library. If you need to speak with me, we can go outside."
You don't get to tell me what to do, Landris. It's
No,
the
but
other
they
way
do.
around. No. I've heard, what it. You've been researching things that have nothing to do with the thing that I gave you to do. That's what's important. I knew that you would be a problem here, so I had people watching for you.
How do you know what we're researching?
He points at the archivist. He's like, I have friends here, and might I note, everywhere where you might go, who have been keeping an eye out, because I know that you and your reprobate friends are not are going to try to get out of doing the work that I have assigned you somehow.
It's like he's right, but
Well, I believe we're still. What you said to file an accurate report and provide accurate studies on Sallow. Holds up the Sallow book, right in my hand. You know,
But
correct?
you've been looking up resources that have absolutely nothing to do with what you've been told to do.
I believe that's all a matter of perspective, Guildmaster.
Oh, don't give me that rubble. You are trying to shirk your duties again.
No, actually, the direct opposite, Guildmaster. For you see, in an effort to ensure that no further mayhem occurs, we are researching others' endeavors on other ages with similar landscapes. While there is no exact copy, one can look at a myriad of other ages to see, oh, yes, this one has trees that do grow in sand. And this is how you adequately prevent somebody from falling from said tree so that we have no further medical issues, technical difficulties with equipment, or any discrepancies whatsoever to trouble you with. So while, yes, we are lacking the proper equipment because the bathysphere has yet to be delivered, so we cannot provide the oceanographic studies beginning.
Don't give me the...
We can still perform the adequate research to best prepare for the, as you so eloquently phrased it. And he's saying all this in like, you know that like harsh librarian whisper? He's saying it all in this, as you so eloquently phrased it, Guildmaster, reprobates. You know that we have to be prepared for them to have a far lesser knowledge of safety and procedures. And so my job wrangling them is 20 times more difficult than your job ever would be with wrangling someone like me. And so performing the adequate research.
Like, no, you are not going to impugn my work for this guild. Listen here, you sinkhole. I don't want to see you anywhere but in Salo doing that work. If anybody that I know sees you anywhere else besides maintainer facilities, I'm going to assume that you are shirking your duty again. And I'm tired of putting up with you and your smart aleck friends. I've given you good things so that you can't blame the machine, blame your resources. Now get into Salo, find the burning ocean, and then you'll get your burning sphere.
We know where the ocean. He opens up the Salo book and points to where the ocean. We know where it is. We've just got to get the sphere there. We found it. Where's my sphere?
You found the ocean.
It's right here in the book. It tells me exactly how to get there, and I can't just get there magically from our office. So we have to have the sphere to traverse it there first. It would make no point for us to waste all of that time and resources.
That's the deepest hole I've ever heard. Now, because if you found the ocean already, then you must be some sort of super person. So now,
it's literally right here in the book. He's pointing to the line in the book.
He's like, yes, and if you've paid attention, the ocean is literally the equivalent of miles to the west. There's no way you could have gotten that far yet. So, I want you in there, and your friends in there, finding that ocean, and I don't want to see a peep of you anywhere except maybe to pick up rations. Now get out of my sight.
Understood. And he gives the Salo book to one of the archivists that are very obviously somewhere around.
Yeah. They're all very sort of stunned.
And then oh no, he doesn't carry that. I was say, and then he would just like link to Salo on the spot, but because he said he didn't want him to go anywhere else but Salo. So and just leave the book right in the middle of the yard. But he doesn't have that book with him, so that just it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, and then he'll very politely just do and walk off.
Okie doke. So, are you headed back to the office then?
I'm going to head back to. I'm going to head back. No, because he said I could go to maintainer facilities. So I'm first going to go to the maintainer facility and inquire about the bathysphere if we have an estimated time of arrival for it. And that how best to accept the delivery of it would be if they would prefer a linking point or a linking book directly to the ocean, or if they would like the initial linking point, and if so, how do we go about requisitioning the appropriate amount of feed for these herd beasts to move the bathysphere, as Tellen so eloquently put it, miles over the desert? And then, yes, I'll go back to the headquarters. Because he said I could go to, maintainer facilities too.
Okay. So you can go ahead and take do that. Mashavan, what's your escape plan? I mean, you escaped, but
let's see. Escaped with all of these books.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making the assumption that I won't get in a whole bunch of trouble for just removing these books. Like there's some sort of checkout process that I went through surreptitiously.
Yeah, people have been paying attention, and
Right.
people at the various desks are just like, okay, sure, whatever. Can you believe this guy?
You're like, yeah, dude, maintainers.
Yeah, I get it.
They don't even give their staff actual good equipment.
Okay, so you're checking everything out and then scooting.
And then going back to the office.
Okay.
Yep.
So I figured that after Laundress does his stuff at the maintainer thing, he'll go back to the office.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we will skip back. You guys will come back to the office. We'll skip back to the people in Heller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've been following the marker for a while.
We still haven't gotten the D message about, hey, maybe you should go check on the scene.
Sure. Let's have have the D message come across.
So yeah.
The D message comes across when you while you're on your way back to the office. So, but
okay,
we'll switch back. Okay. So Tomei and Kenneth and Celia and
Been exploring.
Sundai and Talina are trekking through the desert. And Talina is getting grouchier and grouchier about sand in places as things goes along. And Sundai has been giving her a little been teasing her about it a bit. But as you go that direction for a while, you find another set of markers, and then you see that there is a building up there. Looks like another depot. Yeah. No, sorry, it's another depot. Yeah.
Okay. So if we have another depot,
So nice. Like, is that what you're looking for?
Maybe we should set up our equipment to see where the entrance to this one is. If there's another underground thing, I guess we should check out the depot to see if it's similar first, right?
Yeah. Now here's the question: do we want the Relima coming in with us or not? Because maybe we want to get eyes on the scene first in case there's something else seed related here. On the other hand, this is maybe where the danger is going to be.
We should take. Oh, go ahead.
Let's ask them to stay up top and see how they handle that request.
Yeah, that could be telling.
Because that may say also something about their motives or how things are going with us.
Right, like keep an eye on, make sure we weren't followed, kind of a
exactly.
Suggestion.
And if they object to that and insist on coming down.
That's a good idea.
I guess we could at least invite Talina to come into the
Sure,
first level,
some
just get out of the
guys
sand.
will be happy lounging at the door, staring outwards. We can leave them there.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, doke. So okay, you arrive at the God, I'm having trouble with words today. And of course it's
Depot?
being recorded. At the depot. The depot looks very similar to a previous one. There are sections with various pots and casks, some sealed, some not. The casks seem to have the same sort of materials that you found in the first one. Salt and water, oil, that sort of thing. So yeah, it looks pretty much the same.
Does it look like it's been here for a while, or is there any chance that it could have been built after we blew up the other one?
It's not. I mean, it's been it's stone. It's been here for a while.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, it's definitely it definitely it looks very like it was built very much the same sort of way as the previous depot. So it's pretty it's not identical but pretty close.
So maybe we should look for a secret passage in the same location.
I can do that. We got the technology. I have the technology in my bag.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Because we have the technology, we dug for it.
Hopefully it doesn't set off a horrible booby trap and kill us all.
Do you say that out loud?
Why did you say that?
Kellen, do you does Kenneth say that out loud? Because like Sundai's like, what?
Oh shoot. He was being funny, in her Kenneth way.
But okay, so go ahead, Celia, go ahead and make a surveying roll. At a 4.
I got a 6.
Not bad. So yeah,
That's what happens when you have a
there
+4.
is definitely a number of empty chambers below this. I mean, it looks. I mean, just from the readings, it seems very similar to the other depot. So you suspect that maybe it was built. It was built under the ground underneath was built as well. Built similar as well. The areas underneath were built similar as well as this depot.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, there's
Cool.
definitely something down there. Stuff down there.
Neat.
Well, should we see if anybody's home?
Absolutely. It's time to dig.
So you're popping, trying to get it open like you did before.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
How many did the last one?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's not going to be it's not being really that different.
Yeah.
So, you pop it open. It actually comes open relatively easily. And the area down below is lit.
How do we feel about Tome doing some sort of stealth or intrusion check here to notice other people before we get noticed?
Sounds like a great idea.
Yep.
Go add a 4.
Out of 4, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Well, oh wait, you said add a 4 or it's at a 4?
At a 4. So
At
versus
a 4. Yes. Versus a 4, I have a 4.
Okie doke. Yeah. You don't see anybody immediately, but it is there are definite signs of recent use and habitation that the previous place did not have at all. I mean, there are fire marbles, and there's lit. It's lit. It's not didn't have that sort of unused set of that unused layer of dust the previous place had.
Got it. Okay, but we're pretty sure that there is no one here.
There's no one in the immediate area. I mean, there's the other rooms and such, which seem to be similar.
Right. The layout even seems the same as what we're already familiar with by now. Okay.
So we could sneak down and try to book it across, like book it to the north entrance and just head straight down. But we don't want to
Yeah.
get trapped down there neither. We don't want to.
We have our books, I guess.
Do you want to let the Rallyman know?
Yeah, we should. Like,
We-
we've got
If
live
there's
ones, so like maybe they'll
Probably
pull
do.
for backup. Maybe, you know, like maybe.
What if
We
there's a
probably-
key in these pots too?
Be funny. There shouldn't be a key in those pots.
I mean, I guess we know some
Sweet.
things that the Rallyman don't. We know there's probably not a key here, and we also know there's probably not a trap down below. But they don't know that.
Yeah.
Plus, the key we got before was a decoy as well.
Maybe we weren't the first. We haven't actually tried to use it yet.
I think from the description in the journal, our chances are pretty good that we got the right key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be worried about that myself. But we should definitely tell the Rolima that there's activity below, and there wasn't the last time we were in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
and-
probably won't have necessarily traps set, or else they might set them off themselves. We can encourage that.
Maybe, yeah, maybe we could encourage Talina to come down with us because she seems interested in this issue a little bit more so, and also since she wants to get out of the desert sand. So maybe we could ask her to come down with us.
I think
Okay,
that might be
yeah.
wise.
She's like, "Yep." And Sunday says, "I'll keep watch out here."
That would be good. So that nobody shuts us in.
You know, he kind of goes towards the, goes out and starts, kind of just walking around the depot. So you guys are doing.
I think we should go down and if we do, try to stick to the north side and go and see if there are any current prisoners.
Yeah.
Because they should be our priority, right? We don't necessarily want to run into 15 people smugglers and attempt to overpower them, and then it'd be better if there are prisoners to free them and get them to help us.
Yeah.
Capture the rest of the people.
Okay, so you're going down?
Should we go down? I mean, I feel like we should. I mean, the door's open.
Yeah.
I know. She chose down. I know.
Do we need to
What do you think?
do we want to actively do some sort of deception here to imply that we're watching out for traps, or do we want to just go for it?
I think just going for it.
All right. Yeah.
Unless Lena voices concern, I wouldn't.
Sure.
I wouldn't attempt to deceive.
Actually, Tiliana says she'll go first.
Okay.
So she climbs down, looks around, and says, "Nobody here. Couple rooms. Some of them look lit. One looks really dark, but it's got some flickering lights in it, I think."
Okay. We better shinny down there and join her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it looks very similar to the previous depot's underground area. There's it is lit here. And the area that was that in the previous place was sort of the communal areas. Those seem to be lit from where you can tell. I mean, there's the cathedral area is dark, but there seems to be a little bit of a flicker in there, not that it didn't even be using a candle, but that sort of light.
Yeah.
Do we want to check out the sort of sub basement first? Go down one more level and check for prisoners or captors.
I forget. Remind me where the entrance to that is. I'm sorry.
To the north, and then there's a tunnel that always goes a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm very curious about all of it, but that seems like the main thing we're here for, right?
Yeah.
So what's your plan?
Can I ask you a question, V, about my resource?
Sure.
I kind of ambiguously marked the Kennelite bracelet as a resource that might help guide the way in some way.
Ooh.
I suggested it has a yet to be determined aspect that will help guide the way, but maybe it could be something that like it glows like sting when other like Kennelite bracelets are close by. I don't know if we want to play with that idea or anything else about
No,
the
actually, I
bracelet.
think I'm going to go with that.
Okay,
So it's glowing.
it is. Okay. Well, Tome will point this out then, and
The child comes.
what was that?
You hear something.
Oh,
Oh, am I the child? Oh God.
Time to panic
So
now.
you hear something coming from the cathedral area.
From the cathedral area. If I move towards the cathedral area, does the bracelet glow brighter?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's fun.
I think I don't want to lean in on this one. Can someone?
well,
So
in a
did-
way though, if the
did it-
Kennelites are here, don't we need help getting them to the rest of their clan?
Did
Yeah.
it say the child is coming?
That's what I heard.
So is that a cultist or a Kennelite?
That's a good question.
Also, I don't know if anybody caught it because I've been thinking about this for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Talon wasn't the one who bugged our keys. Otherwise, he would have totally called out Landris for not being in Sallow when
A
his
lot
key says he
earlier.
is.
That is true.
Which means Talon's been watched by the cultists or the Relium, one of the two, and now they know we're actively trying to deceive them.
Boy.
Oh,
Anyway,
Oh,
back to the
Kalina's
child
like,
comes.
did you hear that?
Yeah.
The time of the seed comes.
Oh God. I don't
That's
want
not good.
Talina in on this. Can someone distract Talina? Can someone take Talina down to the
Is
is it too late? Too late.
there's someone there? Yeah, Talia's like, there's someone there.
That's a cultist. That's a
Okay.
cultist. Silence them.
But we don't want to freak them out and like, what if they
Yeah.
enter this Isle of the Seed? Like, we don't want to.
Right. Maybe we should
We
just
should
send
just
one or two
observe,
people
like,
in
sneak
at a
forward and
time.
try to, right?
So are we all like sitting together and going, "Do we go down there?"
Yeah, Talia's like, we're gonna check that, right?
Can we sneak by? Like, what are you
We can't-
Do you
thinking,
want me to go ahead? I mean,
Alana?
see if it's safe.
No, we can't. We
Thomas
can't.
like me first.
This is the part of the whole experience that we need to keep the rally out of because it pertains to the seed and it also implicates me in some way. So somehow I need to just like run for it, or we need to give Talina an excuse to be somewhere else. I liked the idea of like, oh, like we don't want to freak them out. We should just have one or two people go initially. So maybe do we want to try making that kind of deception?
Do you want to try a deceive roll then?
Yeah. Tell her that she looks too dangerous.
Yeah, who wants to
You
do
don't want
that?
to tip them off.
Should I do that or?
Yeah, go
I
for it.
don't think it's deceiving to tell her that she looks dangerous.
Well, I mean, the point is to try to you're deceiving her to
That's fair.
oh, excuse me, I hit something with my hand. The point is you're trying to you're to do something through a sort of deception. So yeah.
Okay. Hold on. That's
Go
some
for
skill.
4 versus
Okay.
a 4.
Okay. Well, that was only a 2. Maybe I would like to invoke an aspect here.
That sounds appropriate.
I could invoke either mysterious origins or undercover public figure.
Mysterious origin would work.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Okie doke.
So do I just want to add 2, I guess? And
Yeah,
then that'll bring me up to 4.
That'll bring you up to success. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like Selena, thank you for coming with us and helping to protect us here. This is a delicate situation, and we don't want to instigate violence if we can avoid it. So I think it would make a lot of sense if you could kind of hang back, make sure no one's coming up from behind us, and be ready at a moment's notice to come in if you're called. But I think for now, I should probably. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
She says, okay. If I hear anything that sounds bad, though, I'll come running. So just scream if you need me.
Letting all three of us go? Sweet. I thought I was going to have to stick back.
Oh, so it was. So the child has come, and the time of the seed is near. Those were the two things said.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard the wild has come. I don't think there was anything about a child.
It was child.
Oh.
This is part of Toma's deception.
Oh, yes. Okay. What?
Oh, sorry.
No,
I was asking out of character for no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's what it was. Okay, so are we all proceeding then?
Sneaky.
Okie doke. You proceed into the cathedral. It is much darker.
Oh God.
In there. Let me do some adjustment in my end here.
No, my pen. Why?
There is a cowled figure sitting, in the cathedral, in a sort of like throne-like chair at the front.
Oh boy.
There are fire marbles here, but they're sort of like turned down low and sort of so there's sort of this sort of it's very dark, and they flicker a little bit from time to time. It's it's very it's very atmospheric.
Does there seem to be anyone other than this kind of shrouded figure?
No. The shrouded figure's just sitting there in the chair.
And the kind of like bracelet is continuing to kind of give positive feedback in response to this individual.
And the individual, in fact, is wearing a bracelet that is also glowing.
Oh.
It's a scrunchie, but it's okay.
All right, now I'm picturing like the whole Sinbad picture.
She waves.
Come. Child comes.
Tome is tentatively approaching, but I think she wants Ken and Celia to stay close.
Yeah, Celia's not letting you go in alone.
Thanks.
You're here.
That's too scary.
Here.
Who is here? Who do you think I am?
Child is here. The shelter of stone waits.
The shelter of stone.
The seed comes to awaken.
You're from Kennelin? Were you taken here against your will, or you sound like you're part of the? Are you part of the cult of the seed?
The seed is all. The seed will save those the seed chooses.
Oh, that's not great.
The seed will only save some of us, but not all of us.
The seed saves what the seed can reach.
What is the seed saving us from? Celia just butts in.
Good question.
Destruction, death, so much death. Hatred and anger come to death. The seed brings safety.
What does the seed want with us?
You are the child of the seed. It is time. The child will come and bring the seed to awakening at the time of destruction, and all will fall, but that which the seed can reach.
Who are you?
I am the voice of the seed.
So is she the child of the seed? That's just going to point right at Toma. Toma.
Only the child can wield the keys. When the child comes and the keys are taken up, the seed shall be awakened and shall flourish and grow.
You keep calling me a child, but I'm 17 years old now, and I can't even remember how I was separated from my parents. Do you know anything about my actual parents? Forget the seed. I know that there was a family that I used to be a part of.
The seed knows only what grows in your blood. The seed knows its own children.
Something about blood. Are there others who are connected to the seed, or is it just me?
We are all children of the seed, but one child shall carry the keys.
What happens to the child who carries the keys?
They are in reach of the seed.
What is the seed?
Salvation, and protection, and new growth.
Is it a place?
It is. It is. It will be.
Points at Toma. So you have the ability to use the keys to open the place that will save those who can reach it from something that is destruction. Right? And Celia looks between Toma and the mystery person.
Apparently, that sounds like I mean, we found that there were other devices that responded to my hand. It might be something about my blood or my lineage, and maybe when we bring the keys to the place of hiding, then my my handprint will be required again. But I don't know why me, and if this is what I'm supposed to do, how come I was separated from all of this for so many years? I mean, how come this is the first time I'm hearing about it? I've been asking these questions for my long 17 years of life.
I mean, I just got my driver's license. I'm not a kid anymore.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Okay, boomer.
Um,
Nothing.
You just
Yeah.
went right there.
The child will be revealed when the time of destruction comes. The child will open to the seed, and the seed will take those in its reach to safety.
Where did
All
you
we do is to protect the seed until the coming of the child.
where did you get that bracelet from? Is that yours, or did you steal it from someone?
It was given.
Who gave it to you? Why would someone give that to you freely? Are you from Kenilyn?
I am from everywhere.
Technically, it's not even your bracelet, Toma. It's the chief's.
I'm just waiting for Kenneth to say screw this and walk up and rip the cowl.
I'm like Tome is getting very close to just doing that as well.
Leah was thinking about it. I'm glad we're all here.
Come. Come here.
Don't come, she's gonna Facebook you.
Oh
There's
god.
three of us and one of her.
Tome like approaches, but in a very defensive stance.
I know you.
I feel that this is unfair. You can see me and I can't see you. I don't even know if I know you.
Daughter of the daughter.
Did you know my mother?
Daughter of the daughter. I saw you small.
Why are you shrouded? Why won't you show yourself to us? What do you have to hide?
It is the way to keep the lights from chasing the sight.
Leah looks around for anything that could obviously indicate what they're talking about with lights. Like, is there some
The
hostile
words
spells?
of the seed cannot be seen when the eyes are open.
So, are you the priestess that some people were talking
I am
about?
the voice of the seed, and you are the daughter of my daughter.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Grandma?
This is this
Tell
is
the moon I'm gonna die. Sorry.
this is a lot to take in. If you are related to me and if you're also part of the cult, then how can you possibly endorse the abduction of the people of Kennelin? And did you know that someone related to me, maybe my father, died in maybe in service of the cult? Do you even care about that?
I am only the voice of the seed, and this is my space.
What was in the other space? The other space, like this space? If this space is your space, Leah's trying to see what else this voice knows.
You're not special enough.
I'm not special enough to get answers.
Should I just repeat exactly what Celia is saying?
Yes. Clearly.
What's in the other space?
So, if this is your grandmother, should we be asking what you should do next, or like what happened to your mother, or what?
Yeah, like,
Have you seen the chamber of stone that holds the seed?
we haven't been there yet. Can you tell us more about what we would find if we went there?
The seed waits for you. If you
What's
are
this seed
here,
even look like?
if you are here and you have the keys, then time grows short.
Who else knows that I am the the child who no one, you're the first person to approach me about this, and we've met other members of the cults and other powerful forces, and do they know, or are you the only one who has this memory and this knowledge and foresight?
The voice knows because the voice hears the seed, and the seed says that the child has come and that it is time.
The seed is telling you that right now.
Yes.
Wait, she said that if you see, you can't hear the seed. But she sees you well enough to know that it's you. So if she's seeing you, how can she be hearing the seed right now?
You guys aren't there.
Maybe. I mean, I guess I'm curious. If I wave my hands around, does she seem to actually see me, or I'm gonna?
Yeah, I mean, she seems to, be aware of you.
Right, but maybe it's not a visual awareness. I don't know. God. What else do we want to know? I mean, I still want to know, like, why was I taken away from when you saw me as a baby? Why was I taken away from your daughter? Why did you let this happen?
What happens beyond this room is beyond my sight.
You're useless. I don't care about your prophecies. I don't care about your fate and your destiny. I just want to know what happened to my family and what happened to the people of Kennelin. I don't care about any of this. I don't care about the downfall and the destruction and the salvation. Like, that's not my responsibility.
This prophecy picked the worst person in the world to be.
I don't want to be.
Still better than Kenneth.
No
You
one
can't
here
tell
is
me
a
what
good
to do.
choice. Oh my god. Is that your newest aspect, petulant teenager?
That's always
sorry.
been who I am.
That was unfair.
I mean, 100% the whole "don't tell me what to do" aspect. This falls right into that.
I know, I'm starting to regret turning that into social justice warrior, because this is very much a "you don't tell me what to do" moment. Well, I don't know if we're going to get any more information from the voice. This doesn't. I feel like we're not speaking to a real person here. I feel like we're not speaking to my grandmother. We're speaking to the seed, essentially.
Meanwhile, the cult is busy dealing with the Relium outside.
Maybe we should see if she'll leave the room with us.
Huh.
Because, if the seed can only save what the seed can reach, maybe we should offer, bringing her with us to be within the seed reach. And then we might get her outside the influence of the seed so that you can talk to her.
I mean, it seems like also if she took her veil off, she would stop listening to this. She wouldn't be able to hear the seed anymore.
Oh, she might talk to you more then.
She might talk to us.
You might want to do that then. How PO'd is Toma?
Yeah, I think she's just PO'd and impulsive enough to actually do that, even though that is like a major transgression and very.
So you're gonna do it?
Can I get a fate point for doing it?
I'd be willing to go with that. Yep.
Cool. Then I'll do
It's a
it.
bad idea, so you're gonna do it.
This does seem like a self-compel in some sort of
Yeah.
way.
Exactly.
It really
yep. So there
does.
you go. One fate point for you.
All right, she's going for it. Oh, it's just Ellery all along. Oh.
Da-da-da.
Thank goodness. We're safe.
So yeah, it's a Denis woman who's very, very old. Even for Denis.
Any woman. Okay. Are you here with us? Can you see us now?
You have the look of her. You have the look of me. There.
Do you remember what happened to my family? Do you remember why I was separated from them? Are you
I remember noise, and I remember anger, and I remember crying when the seed began to speak to me. So much else left. But little bits. You were taken to go and kept away.
where did
Your father did not trust the voice of the seed before me. Felt, I think he knew. I think he knew it would come in your time, and he wanted you away.
So he was trying to spare me from this destiny that you're now trying to rope me back into.
Destiny is, destiny does. The whole point of destiny is that you don't have choices. Your choices make the destiny happen.
But you're saying that we get to choose who the seed can reach and who is spared. Is that a choice we can make?
The sphere of the seed's influence is wide, but not so wide as Denis. Those who are near the seed can reach.
Kenneth or Celia, do one of you want to make sure that Talina is not overhearing this?
Yeah,
because
that's a good idea.
This could cause major problems.
I will
Oh, damn
shuffle
it.
upstairs.
I'm gonna have to make sure Tellin is saved by this whole seed thing in order to atone, aren't I? Ah,
Nah.
I need an
You're
actual
atoning for any prior
number of
crime.
miles.
You're
we
atoning
still
for.
don't. We
You're
still
atoning?
don't know. It's been almost a year, and we still don't know what Landris did.
You're
Okay,
atoning?
so
Or
who's going to
whatever.
check on Talina?
I'll go.
Kenneth would, or if you were either, whichever you'd prefer.
Celia will go up and do the nothing is wrong.
So yeah, Talina has been looking up, at the trap door through. She looks at and goes, "Okay, so everything's okay there? You guys are okay?
Yeah.
You don't need any help?"
We don't need any help. There is absolutely no threat whatsoever.
What? I mean, there's someone in there?
There's a crazy person. There's a crazy old lady who seems to think that we're family members coming to help her, and I don't want to add anyone else into the situation.
Is she sick?
Where they might.
Does she need help?
Celia makes whatever the Dutty equivalent of the crazy gesture is, and just says, honestly, she's like old and frail, and we're more afraid of her hurting herself if she freaks out. So we're just gonna try to get her to come out the chamber, figure out how she even got in the chamber.
I mean, you just want to link her out?
No.
Take her to the healers or something?
Then she would freak out. Celia does not want to bring her back to Dunny.
Okay.
It's like I was expecting this to be uninhabited, but they seem to handle it. And if she's just like, "Oh yes, my kids," maybe we can get something out of her.
Okie doke. I mean, I guess an old lady's not going to be any danger to you.
Yeah,
I was just
it's
talking to Sundai, and we seem to still be alone, so things are safe
okay.
on
No
this
one's
side.
following us or
Mm-mm.
anything. All right. I think Celia might stay up here for a few minutes just to make sure.
Sure. Okay.
That way
Do
she's
you guys have
distracting us.
did Kenneth and Tomei have more questions for this lady, or?
You want to take a turn, Kenneth? You got anything?
Kenneth's freaking out a little bit, but also it's like kind of wondering, it's like, is Toma even her real name? Like, she should be asking like her grandma what her real name is. It's like, what if that didn't get passed
How long
along?
has she
It
been
was
down
stolen.
For the record, Tomei is actually a name that she chose for herself. And
I know.
Yeah. So-
Kenneth's like, whoa, what if it's not her real name?
Kenneth's about to ask the
What if
hard-hitting
her
questions of
name that she thinks is her real name also isn't her real name.
Do you guys want me to switch over to Landris and Mashavan for a sec, and then kind of if I give you a
Let us put our brains back together.
Sure.
okay. So you guys, Landris and Mashavan, you've made it back to the office, and there's another tremor.
Okay, how strong is this tremor?
It is not strong enough to cause any like structural damage or anything like that, but it's definitely worrying.
Okay, like enough that I'm gonna collapse on my kind of gimpy leg,
So
or
I live in California, so that to be worrying is pretty strong.
right? That's
just saying.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, you may not be able to quite keep your feet with a gimpy leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, hold on. If this were any other role-playing game, I would be asking if I needed to make a reflex save. Avoid falling into the treadfish water. But I don't think there's anything like that to worry about here.
Nope.
That's good.
But yeah, he would probably collapse on the ground because weak legs still.
Yeah.
So he'd probably be Shaman Ko, he might still be trying to like get his way back up using a box or something.
Okay, so I'll help Landris get him situated on a chair or something, and then check the D message that we just got a minute or two
Yeah, maybe
ago.
send another one back saying, "Hey, there was another earthquake." It might be time to go to Landris's age and let the whole
let the whole world fall apart. Yeah, I mean, it would be good to send that to them.
Okay.
I've honestly, with the recent revelations, forgotten what the original D message was.
that somebody had been there, and so we might want to go check the Great Zero thing.
Oh, okay.
So instead of actually going to HQ, we're gonna now, after this tremor, go to the Great Zero where these keys might go.
Well, it's on the Great Zero line, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But some distance from the Great Zero to the
Right.
north, as I recall.
I got it right here. Hold on. 99 span to the north.
So pretty close.
So just 0.3 miles away
All right,
from
well,
Great Zero.
That's probably still outside of the Great Zero complex itself.
Right. It's probably closer to us than
Yeah.
the center of the Great
Okay.
Zero, because we're kind of out in the boondocks.
All right. Yeah, I think maybe have Landris with a cloak over his head or something like that, a little disguise, or at least
Do you think that's going to help?
no.
Of course not.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are
But
going
you know
to the
what?
coordinates.
But you know what? But you know what? The next time Talon gets up in Landris's face, he's gonna say, "You know what? The other guild masters aren't near as troublesome as you are," and just straight like throw the gauntlet and like, "Yeah, we got Devil in Mother Trucker. You go talk to him. He's way nicer."
So you're going to the that location.
I think so.
You're gonna find out that at that particular place, there's nothing. You have to kind of go kind of deep down to find an actual like location that matches that. So like kind of a couple sub levels down.
Oh, exciting.
In fact, it turns out to be a very sort of a sort of underused sub level that at one point was used by the guild chemists.
We had a guild of chemists.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
That's where the murder rocks came from, clearly.
Right, and who knows what other exciting things are left down here.
I say I love the murder rocks without it being weird.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
They were a cool detail.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, do you guys does the Heller group you guys ready for a little bit more?
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Toby's clearly
There's
not thinking very
earthquake.
much.
So Tome looks nervous.
Yeah,
Celia
To-
is sitting upstairs trying to stop an invasion.
Okay, so Tome and Kenneth, you are in with the grandmother here.
Yeah. Now that the veil is off, I think Kenneth's going to repose her earlier question, because when she was talking to the seed was really only interested in what Toma had to say. So now Kenneth's going to try to get her attention and say, like, so what happens to the child after she activates the keys and is taken up? Like, is she going to still be the same person after that? Like, still alive, for example?
A journey with the seed would change anyone.
But is she gonna die? Like, super flat out.
Everyone dies, little one.
Oh God.
And yours is coming up
Answer.
real quick if you don't start talking straight.
You actually say that?
Unfortunately, that's very Kenneth.
Oh dear.
Impertinent.
It does. It comes soon, sooner than I would like, but much past what I may have earned in my life.
Hmm.
Being a voice, it is what it is. Long past the time where I could have made other choices, and so here I am.
But I
What
can
is it?
still make other choices. I don't have to give my life up for this. This might be easy for you to talk about, but you're asking me to potentially risk myself for what, the Dunny civilization? Is that it? Because the Dunny people have done a lot of shitty things, and we're still working on righting some of those wrongs. So what are you really asking me of me here? Why would I do this?
This is what I know. When the destruction comes, the seed will take those it can reach to safety. This I see. And when it is opened, those it can reach will be carried with it. If you are the child and you have the keys, then you will be the one to open. And if you are the one to open, then you are carried as well.
Does anyone else think we have an abduction crossover here and we're going to be taken away to Hunra?
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, Thomas, like, I like 4 people total in this whole world, and half of them are here. Like, what do I care about Johnny?
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Right.
Know this, though. I speak for the seed. They carry my words, but they speak for themselves.
Are you talking about the rest of the cult of the tree?
What grows from the seeds they plant don't always carry the voice of the seed.
So you're not trying to defend their actions the way they are exploiting the people of Kennelin and potentially other ages to derive
What
material.
happens beyond this room is more than I know.
Do you want to come beyond this room? What do you want for yourself?
It would be nice to see the sky again, but perhaps these old eyes would burn.
We have goggles. We have really good goggles. How long have you been here?
There's no sense of time. Only approaching destruction.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that I don't remember whose idea it was that we should. Was it Ken or Celia who suggested that we should maybe take the voice of the seed away from here? I feel like we should do that both for her own sake, but also because she has a lot of frustratingly obfuscated information that we don't want anyone else getting.
I've been taking lessons from Wawa. What can I say?
You're doing great. This is excellent.
Should we get her to the office or what should we do?
Emmett has yet to ask the hard-hitting question. She's been here for so long. Where is all the food?
Yeah, that's true. All these ages.
I don't know. Maybe we should bring her to Landris's age, to La Raj.
Yeah, we don't have the book because Landris wouldn't let us take any of his.
We don't want the
books.
Relium getting to it. We really want the cult there. Like,
well, how do we take her out of here without facing a Relium interrogation?
Well, she's gonna have to be linked out. I don't think she's gonna be able to shinny up the ladder.
That's true.
Very small, so probably, to totally be picked up too.
Okay, yeah, kind of catch up to do that.
Little old lady.
Should we have someone link out ahead of the rest of the group and bring her and then link again to somewhere else so that they can't be followed?
More likely to follow Tome.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna want to go anywhere without Tome.
Okay, so should Tome and maybe someone else or just Tome try to bring her back to HQ, but then immediately, I assume at HQ, there is like stowed a copy of the Laraj book, right?
no, we try not to keep that laying around.
We should take her somewhere with the sky.
Take her to Unai. That place
Okay,
was
so
really
what's
pretty.
your decision here? Time to
Yes,
make choices.
that little,
I mean,
the little candy chewy thing that gets stuck between your teeth. Is that it?
Werther's?
Sallow's not a bad choice.
That's so
I
bad.
had those in so long. Nobody would bring them to me.
Okay, let's okay, where should we take her? Where should we take her? What would be I guess no, the rallymen know about everywhere except for Landris's age, right?
Yep.
Well, okay, we can meet up with Landris. So maybe Tome brings her back to the cavern, but then tries to go find Landris and Mashavan to as soon as possible to bring my grandma to
I mean,
our
we've got a
safe house.
linking book to the office. You could both link through, and
Yeah.
then Celia and Kenneth can go talk to the bodyguards.
We could do that. And then because they're like, okay, she got talked down, everything's, that's great.
Yeah.
And we took her to our office, but then just don't stay there. But you might need some help getting her moved around. But at least then there's a chance of you guys being together a little longer and maybe being able to get more information.
Yeah, let's see. I think you should come, Kenneth, because you can probably help take care of her. You can help provide
Probably
some
carry
food,
her.
maybe some medical care.
Yeah.
So I think the two of us should take her back to HQ and then immediately message Landris message Landris and Mashavan to.
And Celia, let Celia know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll de Celia, say like we're gonna take old lady to office.
Okay.
Yeah.
To find
and-
Landris. Like, oh no, we won't want to. Yeah.
So
We
when
can always leave a
Celia,
note.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to want to use Celia's book because otherwise you'll be leaving one of the office books behind.
Right. Yeah, okay. Well then in that case I would just go and get Celia. Say, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, she's ready to we
Goodbye.
can move her now. Can we use your book?
So yeah, Celia would nod over at our babysitter and say, "All right, it sounds like they can get her to move, so we'll get that done and then be right back."
Okay, so
Yeah.
so Talina's like, so who's going and what's happening? What are we doing?
Big Celia and the other people are going to keep looking for slaves.
Yeah.
Kenneth and
Celia
Tome
says-
are going to bring Grandma back.
Yeah, Celia says
And
that.
we've officially split
Landris,
the
let's hear
party.
let's hear what Celia says.
I mean, that was basically what I was going to say. That Celia will say that let's get the old lady out of here and to help,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you're game for it, I'm willing to keep looking for any more unusual activity.
Okay, I mean, if she needs medical help, she needs medical help.
Celia makes the crazy
Yeah.
thing again. She has just decided to roll with the stereotype of crazy old lady. So she heads down with the book and looks at Kenneth and Toma and the lady and goes, "Here you go," and holds out the book. I am not just gonna smash anyone on the head with the book. That's not how this works.
It's
No
our
Facebooking.
thing.
Just
I mean, she's in the MySpace, like she said, so
Oh.
overtaking
Oh,
it with the Facebook.
Oh God.
I was wondering when that would come up.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. TikTok.
No, I'm leaving.
Okay, so Tome and Kenneth and Tome's grandmother link through. Celia is headed.
One word out of here.
Yep. Celia's going back to the bodyguard. So now here's a question. It is four Pacific time. Do we want to go a little bit longer, or do we want to stop here?
Feels like a pretty good stopping point for me, at least, but that could just be because I'm hungry.
Well, I would say that narrative wise, it does seem like a good stopping point as well.
Sounds good.
It's a good end of a chapter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. So yes, we've had some surprises. We've had some revelations.
You've acquired a little old lady.
Yeah,
Oh,
yep.
some
Acquired a little
real
old lady.
surprises.
Good job, Valerie.
Yes, thank you so much for your guest appearance. That was
You play an
fantastic.
excellent creepy mystic.
Okie doke.
Like-
So next month it's going to be the next session is March the 6th. Same time. It will be the sort of anniversary, so they said there's going to be a couple of special things that we're going to show off. And we will see the wheel turn to the next stage of our adventures here. Anybody have any other last words that they would like to say before we head off?
We're all gonna die.
It's like Hamlet, everybody dies at the end.
Yeah, sure. Like a good
I mean,
author.
I am struggling to see a situation where Tomei actually follows through to save
mean,
Dunny.
At least that would be consistent with the history that we already know.
Yeah,
We already
exactly.
know how this ends.
Like, we blew up the one thing.
Yeah.
But we'll all just live in this age over here and wait for things to settle down for a while. There we go.
Sounds nice.
Okie doke. Okay, well, everybody, thank you for being here. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Thanks to Junie for being really
Chiming
interactive in
in.
the chat. And we will put up some more information about what will be happening on our anniversary session last month. I'm so excited we made it this far, and hopefully we'll keep going for a good amount of time. So yeah, if you like what we do, Patreon. Um, buy Cyan stuff, be excellent to each other, and party on. Okay, see y'all. Shara.